Fresh out of the theater from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, here we go, another reaction in my car at a gas station trying to get good lighting. This was so fun. This movie was just a fucking delight. There's not, like, I just want to get to the point, I was not too excited. I love this new animation style and how it's becoming so prominent and popular in big movies. And this property of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is not one that I'm to die for. I'm not like a diehard fan, but I'll always know these characters. I grew up with them in so many adaptations, and this is like one of the most faithful adaptations, if not the most. It was so unashamed in like its weirdness and its quirkiness, and it just fleshed out these characters so well. The early days, the filling in the gaps of how they were created and all that, and then the villain was Superfly. Ice Cube was doing some really funny shit. It's very one note, but I think if it wasn't Ice Cube, it wouldn't have been as memorable, but he was great. All the side characters along with him, really, like, none of them lack. They're all funny. There's so many voice actors that you'll recognize. That lizard on the skateboard, I need to look it up. I should have researched before I started filming. Is that Andy Samberg? That's my new personality trait unlocked. He was so fucking funny. Probably my favorite character in the movie, but the Turtles were all great. The chemistry with these young actors, obviously they must be friends behind the scenes. I didn't know any of these kids, but they were fucking great, man. Like, it's not jarring at all, like you kind of have a voice in your head for how the Turtles sound, and this sounds a lot more young, but they're teenagers, and this is the most they'd ever felt like clueless little teens trying to figure out life. And the themes are really cool here about acceptance and all that stuff. It has some good emotion. It gave me chills multiple times. The third act really ramps up to a point that like feels like the ending of a trilogy almost. It was like epic city battle, but none of it felt cheap. None of it felt forced. It was just a very solid, tight story. It's a short runtime, like an hour and 30 minutes or so. And I hope it does good at the box office. It deserves some credit. The animators killed it here. The music, the score, I always love a good score. And there's not a lot of the score here. It's a lot of just hip-hop songs, and they're all played really well in the movie. Thank God they didn't play I Need a Hero. But yeah, there's this overall like dark, ominous underground theme that plays out throughout a lot of the movie. And it sounded like something from Across the Spider-Verse, something out of 2099's like playbook. It was so cool. All of it was just fun. April O'Neil really fits into the movie well and actually like elevates the Turtles story. And I've never been a huge fan of the character, but they made her younger here, I believe, than she originally is in the older material, and it just worked. Master Splinter was so fucking fun. He gets his moments. I think that was Jackie Chan in there, and yeah, he's more funny than usual, and they really just have this endearing, delightful side to this movie. And yeah, as somebody who was just going in with not really any care, just wanting to go to the movies, this is such a good watch, one that you'll remember. It's not gonna like stick with you, but it's one that you wouldn't deny, like just wanting to put it on. Like, I would like to see this one again in theaters. It'd be a run it back situation for me. It was just all across the board great stuff. If I had to give it a rating, I would probably go like, I think it might crack 4 out of 5 for me. I'm just going to sit it right on a 4. I love this new style of animation. This is Nickelodeon Studios, which had me fearful that this wouldn't be that cinematic, but it tells a great, grand story crossing through a life of these teenagers. You get to see their birth and all that kind of, and yeah, that made it feel more cinematic to me. It didn't ever come off as cheap, and that's the best thing about this. I was fearful that it would just, like, who was asking for this, But I guess there is still a big fan base for the Turtles, and I'm back on board. I can't wait for the second one. I hope they get this writer strike resolved this Friday. They're supposed to have a meeting, because we need to get movies back in production, and the sooner we get Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem 2, or whatever they're going to call it, the better. This was very fast-paced, fun watch, and I'd highly recommend it. 4 out of 5 for me. That's it for the Jay Shrey Way. Thanks for hanging out in my car with me for this out-of-theater reaction. See you guys later.